Hey, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Tool Show. We'll be starting soon. I really wish I was a DJ. I'm not sure I'd be any good at it. But it looks awesome. Have you ever been to an EDM concert? Oh, my Lord. It's like taking drugs without taking drugs. All you get is sleepy because you stay up all night. And the music is way better than this. We got a pretty interesting show today. We're going to be talking about why you should stop guest blogging. Stop it. I mean, seriously, stop it. See, I can be a DJ at an EDM show and also talk about web marketing. All right. I don't know where my man Greg is, but who cares, man? The party is starting. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tool Show, and I'm a tool. My name is Sage. Greg, the other tool, is... I don't know where he is. I don't know. He'll probably show up. I'm pretty sure. So today we're going to be talking about guest blogging. Do you know what guest blogging is? It's like, believe it or not, yeah, it's still a thing. It's still a big thing. Like, here, let me just do a search and show you. Guest blogging. Just pull up this. What's going on? Where is my cursor? Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right. So, well, here. Oh, that's interesting. The decay and fall of guest blogging. Boy, they don't have anything other than. Oh, here. Let's try this. Guest blogging network. Yeah, you can't even find those anymore. Google has pretty much flushed out the world of guest blogging. So here's an article from 2012. Christy Hines, not the Akron native singer, but Christy Hines, the search engine journal blogger, compiled a few places where you can, you would go. What you would do is you would go over here and you would look for people to blog on your website, and a lot of times it was very cheap or even free, and the reason they did it was they, in exchange for guest blogging, would be able to put a link on your website back to their website, you see. And so that was what spawned the whole thing. If you've ever guest blogged or had guest bloggers and you typed in on your site, like their name was guest blogger, you probably would have quickly found people that were writing to you asking you for more opportunity to guest blog. Yo, what's up, my man?
Hey.
It's good to see you, buddy. So we're talking about guest blogging today.
I could hear you.
Yeah, okay. I'm surprised. I was trying to keep a low profile. But at any rate, guest blogging, in defense of Google, is just an evolution of all the other link building schemes of the world, I think. What do you think was the first link building scheme? Like, was it the link exchange?
Matt Cutts.
Matt Cutts was a link building scheme?
Mm-hmm. For Google.
For Google. I think it does help. I do think, I don't know that they need more links because being Google, do you think Google deserves? Yeah, sure. People link to Google all the time, I would imagine, I guess. And so their link popularity, their page rank, as it were, probably increases. But if I was Google, I'd give myself a little boost just because I'm Google. Like, here you go. Although I will say that, do you remember the time when Chrome The browser Chrome was discovered. They were hiring. What were they doing? Oh, they were getting people to blog about them. They were paying bloggers to blog about them. And Google spam team, Matt Cutts, found out about it, and they kicked out Chrome from the search results for like the phrase web browser for what, 90 days?
Something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, they punish everybody. And I find it amusing that Chrome didn't know that you shouldn't be paying bloggers to blog about you in hopes of getting links. But they didn't. I don't know. I guess they don't follow the search engine world very much. I mean, they are just Chrome. I mean, it's probably just a closet in the Googleplex somewhere. Probably a guy in a basement running all of Chrome. I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah, I mean, there were link exchanges, and then I remember very vividly link farms. You remember link farms, where the deal is you would agree to put this whole set of pages on your website that had links to all these other sites, thousands and thousands of them, and in exchange, your link would be added to that group as well. And so you would get thousands of links. That worked for a little while, and then until it didn't. And then eventually people just started straight up paying for links. Like I'll give you $100. And they sold links on these link brokerage sites based on PageRank. That's Google's, criteria of how important a page is. So the higher a page rank is, the more valuable a page was. And so then Google started flushing people's page rank. People started suing Google because of it. And so then that kind of got pushed out of the way. But then, sneakily, there were these sites that were like, hey, or people would just be like, hey, let me guest blog on your website, and I'll write an article, and you'll get content on your website, which Google loves, you see, and then I'll just get a little link back to my website, and we'll all be happy. And it is now the case. The reason this came out was because this was put out, this article here. Hold on, wait for it. It's so worth it. This article here was put out on August 12th. Today is August 14th. Google Webmaster Guidelines update calls low-quality guest blog posts spam. Low-quality guest blogging is considered little or no original content by Google. Google has updated their Webmaster Guidelines specifically in the little or no original content guideline to add low-quality guest blog posts as an example of scraped content. Brian Usery first spotted the change, noting how Google has been fighting the use of guest blogging and posts around link building, specifically when Google's head of search spam said guest blogging is done for SEO purposes. Since then, Google has penalized several guest blog networks and continues to set their targets on low-quality guest blogging that aims at manipulating their search results. And then here's a screenshot of it, okay? Here's the screenshot before and after, and blah, 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 and there's the handsome Barry Schwartz. So this is nothing new other than the fact that it has now made its way into the Webmaster Guidelines as an official thing. And so, I mean, it's the real deal. So I guess the question is, are all guest blog posts low quality? Like, how does Google know? Like, so is it because you write guest blogger on your site?
Would that make it low quality?
Well, not necessarily.
What's your question?
Well, I guess how does Google know?
That it's low quality or that it's a guest blog post?
Well, okay, I guess I have two questions. So first of all, does Google suggest that all guest blog posts are low quality?
No.
Okay. So you could then potentially get a guest blogger on your website.
Yeah.
And that would be okay.
Could be. Could not be.
Yeah.
Why
So
are they doing it?
okay. Well, let's say for example, we could get the mayor of Akron to write a post on the Sage Rock blog
Why would he do it?
to talk about. Let's say, as an imaginary thing, we have a big Akron business following on our site.
We do?
No, but let's, in the world of make believe,
Oh,
pretend we do.
okay.
And so the mayor wanted to reach them, wants to reach the local Akron business community,
Okay.
and so he comes over and says, hey, I'd really love to talk about what's new in the Akron business world. I'd love to write a post on your blog.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be okay?
Probably not. Our mayor's shady.
He would be doing it just for likes.
But I guess in imaginary land, yeah, that would probably be fine.
That'd be all right. Well, how do you know? Like,
How do I know what?
How do you? I guess my question is all guest blog posting out?
How do I know the mayor? He's
No.
gonna live down the street from me.
He does, and he is shady. There's
Well,
no
his
doubt about it.
concubine did.
Yes, true that. True that.
That's a word that doesn't get used enough.
No, I'm so glad you're bringing it in. I don't know how you found the use of it in a video about web marketing, but yeah, I mean, so I guess my question is, can you safely guest blog post, or should you just be like, no, I will not allow some interloper on my blog, even if it is the mayor of Akron, that shady concubine lover.
Do you know the person?
I don't really know the mayor personally.
How are you gonna get him to blog on your
Well, maybe he
site, then?
came to us.
Why would he do that?
Because we have this famous Akron. We're really going in a circle here.
Huh.
I want to know, how do you determine? I mean, should you never let someone guest blog on your site?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that because you titled this "Stop Guest Blogging Now," that the answer is no.
That you should stop. Yeah, you shouldn't do
that
it.
maybe you should stop
I'm going to say
now.
yeah. I think for the average Joe, you should not guest blog.
But I remember the last time
Yeah.
we talked about this,
Yeah. We've already talked about this.
and I was like, no, you should do it.
No, you should.
Yeah, you should.
You should guest blog.
Yes,
Why?
do it. Okay?
Why?
People guest blog on your site, too.
Yeah, you did that to make them.
You
did
remember
that,
this
Yes,
now?
now I do, because you said it to make people to trick them into doing wrong things because you think that's funny.
No, that's what you said.
Yeah, well, that's what I know.
I don't want to go against the old me,
Yeah, I
who
know.
was obviously right.
Look, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that you should not. If
I agree.
if you don't know what you're doing.
Nope, I disagree.
Okay, great. This is great. If you don't know what you're doing, you should stop guest. You should not
You should
allow
just-
people to guest blog.
Should you just stop doing it?
Yeah,
If
don't
you don't know
do
what you're
it.
doing, you
Don't
shouldn't
do
do it.
Yeah, because you like.
Does that go in all walks of life or just for guest blogging?
Well, I would say guest blogging is going. The problem with guest blogging is if you do it wrong, you're going to get thrown out of Google.
What about driving a car?
Should you not drive a car if you don't know how to drive?
Yeah.
Correct.
Is that more or less important than guest blogging?
That's more important. If you can't drive, don't drive.
We should have done a show on that instead.
Okay, yeah. If we had a driving show, we would so do that. But we don't, unfortunately. We have a show about web marketing, and that's what we are forced to talk about, even though no one wants to hear it.
What's the name of the show?
The tools.
What do you use to work on a car?
Tools. I know, but all these people that are here don't want to hear about our tool knowledge of cars.
Oh, I bet they do.
They don't. They might, but who cares? They're here to
Well, now you don't care what they
look.
want?
I'm just going to tell you this.
Get back on topic.
I will. Don't do it. No. If there is a noted authority in your industry, don't do it. If there's a noted authority in your industry or community and there's a legitimate reason why they would want to write on your blog, then by all means have them do it. I would say, however, if more than 20 to 30% of your posts are guest blog posts, I'm making that number up. Just if there's a high percentage of your posts that are guest blog posts, you are putting yourself in dangerous territory. You guest blog post occasionally. Occasionally you do it. Occasionally you allow someone to post on your website, and there better be a good reason, and the reason and that reason must outweigh the potential for because they want a link on your website. If you have people guest blogging on your website who you don't know, who don't seem to have much authority in your industry or community, it is going to look like they are blogging in hopes of getting a link on your website.
But what if the writing really sucks?
Also, do not let them guest blog on your site. Also, if they are guest blogging all over the place, like they are guest bloggers left and right, no, do not let them on your site to guest blog. Okay? Do not allow them to do it, because there are many people out there that's what they do. They just go around guest blogging. And they have no authority. They have, they're taking content and mildly tweaking it to make it look sort of original and putting it on your website. Bad. I'm going to start breaking out into a Michael Jackson song. And so this is why most people are guest blogging these days, is to get links to their website to help them rank better on Google. And it is having the opposite effect.
Why are they doing it then?
Well, because it helped once upon a time.
But if it
like all the other things.
But if it doesn't anymore,
then stop.
Well, why would they do it?
Because maybe they haven't heard the news. It's surprising what people haven't heard the news of. Do you remember the client where we were looking at them launching their $100,000 website? And we were just consultants. Their main SEO team was talking about spinning content on their website.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to have an aneurysm. Spinning content is where you just take you take like an article and you spin it. You just let an algorithm just mix it up so it looks original. Mm-hmm. There could not be a more dangerous thing to do on your website. The website that generates hundreds and hundreds, if not millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they had just paid $100,000 to build it, their SEO team was going to spin content on it. And that was cool. And so
if that's cool, why are you going to have an aneurysm?
That was cool with the company that just paid $100,000 for their new website.
It wasn't cool with you?
No.
Well, maybe you should have paid $100,000 for a website.
I can't afford that.
Then you'd be cool with it.
No, maybe. I'm just here to say that there are many people that maybe have not gotten the news that guest blogging is bad.
Well, now we've reached 5 more.
12, apparently. And they haven't left. Let's while we're talking about things you should not do, something that I encountered just this week. Someone came up with the idea. Really nice person, very cool, very likable. White on white text. They said, well, it's not you. You didn't come up with that idea. But they had on their landing page they had a PDF that was very beautiful, and I forget why they wanted the text on the page. There was a reason why, a legitimate reason, and I said, well, just take the text and put it down underneath. And they're like, well, that's going to look ugly, so what I've done is I have taken the text and made it the same color as the background. No, please don't do that. That was easily detectable in what year would you say? What year? 99?
Well, it was easily detectable when they told us they did it.
Oh, well, that's true. But
Otherwise, I wasn't looking because it was white on white. Also, ones that throw me black on black,
Very true.
blue on blue.
Pretty much any color on color that's the same color.
Yeah, as long as it's the same color.
They're hard to see.
Yeah.
Or super tiny text. Also hard to see.
Unless you blow it up really big.
Yeah. Well, Google is easily able to detect that kind of thing.
Okay.
And will throw you out of Google for it.
Why would I make my text really, really tiny?
So people wouldn't have to be subjected to it. That search engines would get to see it.
Why wouldn't I put it on my website?
Well, because you don't want people to see all that extra and terrible text. I mean, who wants to see text, for God's sake? Is somebody calling from the show? Probably. Don't pick it up.
Want me to get it?
No, I don't have a way for people to hear it, so no. So at any rate, when I figure out how to tie that phone into the show, for sure, we'll pick it up all the time.
I can just mime it.
No, we're not miming. So give me something else on the spot that you shouldn't do from an SEO perspective.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about mimes.
No, don't mime. It's out. Anything else?
Just all the things you shouldn't do?
Yeah, that like people do that. Can you think of any other things that people do that they think they're doing to help their ranking?
Oh, they shouldn't block their entire site from Google.
Also smart. I have seen major companies do that. That's with the robots.txt file. A lot of times that happens because a developer is coding the site and they put up a robots.txt file that says don't spider the developer site, and they move everything over and it includes the robots.txt file that says do not index our entire site, and so they get removed from Google. That's bad. Do not. I would say getting links from sleazy places like bad directories, low quality directories, places where you have no reason to get a link. Like, you know, why would you, if you're a plumber, why would you get links from a directory of accountants? You know, I mean, doesn't make any sense.
True.
Do not set up multiple websites. I still fight this one tooth and nail. People set up multiple websites and then having a website that has their keyword in the URL, and they're convinced that URL is helping their ranking. They are 100% wrong. 100%. Have one website, and do not create a whole menagerie of websites and cross-link them. We've worked with people that have had 1,000 websites. Shambles, and then they wonder why they're kicked out of Google. They're like, well, it couldn't possibly be the 1,000 websites we've linked together. That isn't the reason. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. So don't guest blog unless you know what you're doing. Most of your content should be created by you or someone on your staff. Ooh, would you like to see somebody's?
No, I was just curious.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Let me refresh. See if anybody's commented. Hey, don't forget to try the SageRock system free 30-day trial. It's up there on the page where it says free 30-day trial.
What if they're watching this on YouTube?
And no, don't watch it on YouTube. I don't know what to do. Go to system.sagerock.com.
I knew you'd come up with something.
System.sagerock.com. You could go there. Okay, Gingham style. Gingham. I don't know. It says general rule when running a blog require comment login. When commenting for purpose of promotion, log in. What about white on rice? White on rice is okay, as long as you're not trying to get it indexed on Google. I think that's the thing.
Maybe you should start at the beginning of their question.
Oh, Gingham has been writing. Oh, John Sonhalder's here. What's up? Hey, John, I'm sorry I did not answer your email. Oh, my God. Wait, what's going on? Where are we? 7 days ago, 14 minutes ago. Okay, John, what about industry experts? Okay, what about industry experts? I would say that if they are legitimately an industry expert, and most of your blogging is not made up of guests, I think it would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Gangnam Style. Can I just call you Gangnam Style?
You already are.
All right. What a background. You guys are getting pro indeed. Oh, you like that? Thank you. Yeah, I know. I've just had this boring background up, and I didn't put something clever up. So yeah, so it's professional. Isn't that nice? I knew you'd like it. Okay, so Gangnam Style says, okay, so the idea is that registration and login should be required if you're running a blog, a support column. Okay, question. Is the inverse true? If I post to another blog as a guest to comment or pseudo kind of to promote my business, would that have more or less impact as far as Google is concerned? So
I think they're talking about promoting on like commenting on other people's sites. So that's different.
That's totally different. Comments are totally cool.
Comments are fine. I don't know that I would say that you should comment strictly for the sake of getting a
dropping a link.
You know, like you should take part in whatever discussion's going on, and if there is something that is really relevant, you know, to you, and something that you've contributed, then a link's fine.
And also keep in mind that as the owner of a blog, Google holds you responsible for all the content, including links from comments. So by default, like WordPress, for example, comments are no follow, which is fine. But if your comments with links are followed, meaning Google can index them, you can run into trouble. It's dangerous. Okay. Gangnam Style says, general rule, when running a blog, require comment login. When commenting for purpose of promotion, login. Yeah, I'd say that. I mean, typically, like in WordPress, the default is that you approve the first comment somebody makes, and then once that's approved, then all future comments are allowed. Gingham Style says, no microtext, no white on white, do not block site from Google. But yeah, this is good. New lazy link, no multiple site. Look at that. Gingham Style is writing our summary for us.
Taking notes.
I love it. Nice work. Nice work. All right. The other thing I wanted to talk about briefly. Did you have anything else to say about guest blogging? Just
do it. Just
don't do it. Don't listen to him. He's
ask.
snarky.
Why you ask?
I don't know.
Do it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna do it.
All right, go do it.
We're doing it all the time here at Sage Art.
Good. There's been some talk this week about the Penguin update. Okay, the Penguin update is a part of an algorithm of Google. Google actually makes a very big point of saying that it is not a penalty. It is an algorithm. You have not been penalized, you have been algorithmized. A penalty is something that happens manually. Penguin is not manual. Penguin happens because primarily you have gotten too many junky links on your site. And the big problem is that the Penguin update has not been updated in over 300 days. And so the only way that you can, let's say you clean up all your bad links. In order for you to get back into Google, Google has to reapply a new update on the Penguin update. And so the problem people are finding is if they were algorithmized, because Google does not like the word penalized. I made up algorithmized, but let's say it. If you were algorithmized by the Penguin update and you cleaned up all your links, you have now been waiting for 300 days for them to reconsider you. And there is any indication of when they're going to ever run another update on the Penguin update. So there is real talk that if you got algorithmized by the Penguin update, you have been, in effect, permanently banned from Google. The reason I brought it up was there was on this site Link Research Tools. I'll put a link to it in the comments here. comment as who? Who am I going to comment as? Me. That's who. So I'm just going to hold on 1 second here. Let me just authorize and comment. Okay. So this is an article that came over. The link. Let's see. Let me see if I can show this to you real quickly here. So this is the Google Penguin recovery method, the ORCA technique. I'm not 100% sure that I approve of this, but this guy does give an idea of how to potentially get around this. It says for 2 years, Penguin was released quite regularly. Everyone was expecting a Penguin update during the spring and then again in autumn. Right now, it's already September 2014, and it's been more than 300 days since the last Penguin update, keeping thousands of websites underwater and making them slowly lose hope that they will recover, not to mention loss of income and so forth. And then so what they go on and talk about how to potentially get out of it, and it's a really pretty convoluted system that he's suggesting here. He's suggesting getting a new domain, cleaning up your links, doing a bunch of 301 redirects. Ultimately, I think it comes down to the fact that he's just telling you to get a new website. And so that's pretty brutal. That's like kind of where we're at right now. If you were algorithmized by the Penguin update and you have not been, obviously there's nothing that has happened. You have not been brought back in because there has been no update. There's every likelihood that you have been permanently removed. You're probably already out of business if you were relying heavily on Google search or organic search. But if you're not, I think the standard approach is, well, maybe you need to start over and stop getting junky links to your website. The problem I find is most people, once a spammer, always a spammer. That's sort of what I find. Like you get one spammer, they're like, well, what new spammy thing can I do? Mm-hmm. And then it gets detected. It's almost impossible for a spammer to stop spamming. So there you go. All right. Let's see. Gingham Style says, comment and keep it relative. Thanks to all. We'll try your 30 days. You guys, a rare find. A rare find. That's nice. That's so nice. I'm going to take it as a compliment. That's good. All right, everybody. Do you have anything else to say exciting about this or that or anything else? Just keep guest blogging and buying a lot of cheap links. Is that your recommendation?
I didn't say that.
I know. All right. Anything else, my man?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, everybody. You have a great week. Have an enjoyable Friday. Don't forget we're in the middle of August. Do something fun with your life, for God's sake. Stop working so hard, you crazy Americans. Okay, everybody. Take care and see you later. Oh, darn it. That's nice. That's really nice. Look, I'm getting a new processor next week. It's jacked.